Mike the Ref Melody, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go! Let's go! Third! Let the Super Kick Party!
Yeah, pay the money for that. Lord. And of course, you gotta get the Coffins in. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Or better yet, let the bodies hit the floor. 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 Yeah, I know I'm horrible at that. Sorry, guys. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everyone here. Oh, welcome to the AEW Dynamite Sidecast here. Coming off an amazing Double or Nothing, which, yeah, and DMC8 on YouTube. You know what's funny? And I find this really amazing. You know how I play that generic music to start off the stream, right? YouTube actually DMCA'd me for it, even though it's, you know, paid music from Roland, right? So I'm gonna have to find some way to fix that up. But no, thank you everybody for popping in here. I appreciate all of you. I love technology some days. But yeah, I just love how a plan doesn't come together once in a while. So, but yeah, coming off the heels in what many could describe as one of the most amazing weeks of wrestling that I think we've seen in a very long time. Culminating, yes, of course, with yesterday's shocking NXT, I think that's the best way to put it. People forget that show was meant to cap off a run of 5 in that large venue that they were running Saturday Night's event, Raw and SmackDown in, right? They were supposed to have 5 consecutive days all the way across. And so something like this actually makes a lot of sense for happening at this point. And we're going to get to Dynamite here in just a minute. We got 6 minutes till we start here, so we got a lot of things going on here, but I'd have to say, like, if you guys watch my WWE 2K24 and 25 runs, you know JC Jane's my girl. Like, seriously. She's been my MVP both years. And yeah, just deserves a break, and hell, she got the biggest break possible right now, so should have brought that up. You know, I don't need the extra accolades. I already getting, today I ended up having to block like 7 or 8 people because I decided to report Wessel votes, parody account, an unofficial parody account of Wrestle Votes that was actually trying to message real news, quote unquote. And of course, every troll decides to start filing in on it. So block. It's just like, it's like when Mario's hitting that block on repeat there. So that's how fast the block button was fine. ICW, yeah. But folks, now that we've had 4 days to digest it, let's wrap it into the area we need to get to here. How are you guys feeling about Double or Nothing? We've had a few days to digest it. We've had a few days to go through a lot of it. And personally, I feel it still feels like one of the best wrestling shows I've seen in at least 10 years. There's been a lot of good AEW shows, but this one here might be one of the best that I've ever seen. Just straight through, all great matches. Even the ones that, you know, yeah, Lensher, we did see it. I'll be honest. Some people are taking some stuff out of context, and some people are reporting some fake news on it. So that's why I didn't mention it a whole lot. Yes, he's been released from the lawsuit, but he's also released on the fact that he's going to be releasing information towards the Vince McMahon case. And there's this note going out about Johnny Ace defecating over Janelle Grant and getting away with it. He never did. It was Vince. Let's just straight up get that BS out of the way. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to waste my breath on Vince McMahon and all that bullshit. When it's all done, we'll have a breakdown of it. Yeah, some people are trying to... They're distorting the facts of what actually happened and the reason that he's being let off and everything. There is a reason for it. It's because he's giving facts. Yeah, I'm with Nats here. Vince should go to prison. Well, he should go more in prison, but anyway, we'll deal with that here. Not the best main event in Double or Nothing history. Cody versus Dustin was not the main event of that show. Don't forget that. Hey, he's flipping. That's all he's doing. He's flipping. Exactly, Lencher. I completely agree with you. But yeah, the main event was not Cody versus Dustin on that show. It was... What was it? The Young Bucks and Mysterio were teaming up against... The most memorable match was Cody versus Dustin. But the main event, the match that goes on last is, that was All In, was the Bucks. And it was Double or Nothing was Hangman Page and Jericho, I do believe, for the rights for the AEW title. Oh, AEW's... I think they're firing on all cylinders right now, and it's funny. I know a lot of people don't want to take credence to Meltzer because, well, let's face it, any kind of news reporting you do have to take with about 16 pounds of salt. But you did bring up a very good question right now. Who's the Booker of the Year so far? In many respects, it's got to be Tony Khan in a landslide. Like, you can't say... I can't say that NXT is... Like yesterday is an example why I can't say that, because there was no real build as to why the main event turned out the way it did. I love the fact that you got it, but TNA? Maybe. A lot of long-term storylines. Before I can give TNA the full credit, I want to see where this Trick Williams thing goes down. Is it just a 2-week thing where Santana comes in, wins the title, and heads back, and we don't see it again? Was it just to get off Hendry? Who knows? Love Double or Nothing. I love Raw. Loved NXT. Let's make the great Dynamite. Yeah, So, one thing coming out of the pay-per-view is the fact that there are a lot of people injured, apparently. And the reason a lot of matches weren't announced tonight... Let's give Santana a one for yesterday. Yes, absolutely. But the reason why a lot of matches weren't announced is a lot of wrestlers were not cleared because of injuries sustained to Double or Nothing. And that's what's going to happen when you have a bang-on show like that. But we are getting some great matches tonight. We're getting Josh Alexander, Brody King. Winner gets to go to Fyter Fest next week. We're also getting... Willow, Speedball, and Mark Briscoe versus the Death Riders. That was announced very last minute. But even more last minute, Kyle Fletcher is going for the TNA Championship against Adam Cole tonight, which very well could be the main event, or it could be the opening match. Either way. We're going to hear from Hangman Page. We're going to hear from Mercedes. We're going to hear from Tony. I think this is going to be a very talky episode. TNT, yes. But we're going to get a lot of talky tonight. That's what you do after a pay-per-view. You do a lot of promo segments. The people that aren't injured, you can put them in matches. But just a quick programming note. It looks like it might be Hangman opening tonight. Just a quick programming note for next week. AEW Dynamite is 4 hours next week, and I'm sure of this one this time. Fyter Fest is going to be run. They're not having it 4 hours and breaking up over 2 days. It appears that they're doing all 4 hours live. So we'll get a confirmation probably on Saturday. Four live is a lot. Well, it's 2 shows, right? Basically, it's just everything we're doing. Like, and I think we're actually getting that 2 weeks in a row. Whether that's the second one's just a taping or if it's just early in June, I can understand it just because people don't want to be inside, so you just do it for one night. And then the reason they're doing it next week is actually makes a lot of sense. What's next Saturday? Tony Khan understands that WWE's trying to over-program them. If he can avoid it, he will. Oilers to the finals, I hope. I'm not as much an Oilers fan as I used to be, Nats. I'll be honest with you. There will likely be 5 if they do ROH before Dynamite. They might record extra this week. Because you can record extra matches this week and both Wednesday and Saturday to make another show for ROH, right? Uh-oh.
In the past 3 years, that's something that I've lose sight of. Because what matters is not the win, it is not the loss, it is what you decide to do with the matter.
Adam is full baby feet. Well, against Moxley, what else are you going to be? It's not like Moxley's going to be a heel. Wish my hurricane. They might. You never know. Florida's famous for stepping on a banana peel when it seems like they got everything covered perfectly. I love this. Hangman putting over Ospreay. Just what we need to see here. Like Ospreay, I don't know what they do. They're going to put him in a good match. Like, we all know that. It's just, what do you do with him now? Did you hear the report that these guys were trying to put over each other? Tony Khan had his mind made up. He just didn't let them know until the last minute. But both guys were actually pushing to have the other guy win. And it's a black belt. It was pink on last week. This does seem like the old Hangman. Good to see you, Jay Quick, by the way. I like one small detail in there. Men's World Championship. No more of this, just the women saying it's the women's title. It's a little thing that I really do appreciate.
That championship has been hidden from the world, locked away in a briefcase.
The heart of AEW right here, folks. Adam Page. Somebody brought a missing side.
That championship, shining light, a beacon to show the world what these three letters meant, because it was about
Secretly, Tony Schiavone's the Owen champ. I will give you a little too quick for that.
And on my first day here in All Elite Wrestling, I told all of you here tonight, and all of you watching at home, that while I was here, you would be lost. So tonight I will make to you a promise.
I love this crowd.
In 7 weeks, here in Texas,
That's right, they're in El Paso tonight.
AEW World Championship, I will free it from that briefcase. I will hold it above my head for all of you and all of the world to see. I will carry it, and I will defend it with every ounce of my being. And that is a promise that I will keep.
I want MJF to come out here right now. Wow! Oh boy! Things just got a little bit more interesting here, folks. No Nana. Just Swerve. No dancing. I know what's coming here. It's you get out, you make this promise, you damn well better keep it. That's what it's got to be. Like, if you want to put somebody on your back, that's how you do it. Of course, Swerve has to come out and show off the new shoes, right? Swerve watching Hangman's back up. I think he's more buck hunting than anything else still. And Tony's in the middle of the picture, and like everybody's like, get out.
I bet you wonder why I'm here. Allow me to educate you and the fine people of El Paso, Texas.
Cheap pop.
Why I'm here. Wondering why in the hell did you guys do what you did on Sunday? Why did you cost Swerve that heavyweight championship
Why are we not showing this on the main?
for our good friend?
There you go.
Adam Page, you're welcome, buddy.
Don't fucking camera switch. Just leave it.
Never wanted Swerve to be that champion ever again, and we did that for you. We do not forget who our friends are.
Production, you guys are a bunch of freaking morons. Show this at the end. It'll be just the same effect.
The same opportunity that you conveniently have in Texas coming up against John Moxley in the AEW championship. At Dynasty in a main event, I had the match won. Right in my hands. And then so conveniently, the EVPs, the Young Bucks show up, who I haven't dealt with all the way back at Blood and Guts, and they cost me that championship. But you know who else was in the ring that night? You, man.
No way. Are we getting a Swerve heel turn?
It's so funny and convenient that now you have a clear path to the AEW World Championship off of my loss. So I'm going to call collusion on this. You're going to make promises.
There is no collusion here.
Let's talk about a promise that you made.
No, he didn't.
Well, dumbass. At Dynasty, I locked my eyes on you. Then I locked my eyes on John Moxley. And for one God-forsaken second, I even thought about helping you.
Huh.
Or if I had wanted to cost you that match, I would have done it myself to your face because I have done it before.
Okay. This is going to get toxic real quick here.
Sounds good, but you're still full of shit.
Wow. There's got to be a Death Rider coming in. Never mind. Here comes Mr. Peacemaker. Either that or we're getting Swerve and Riccaboni's on again tonight. Let's go. This crowd is just going nuts right now. The star power overload here. I love that jersey.
Get involved in your business. Looked after me ever since I look at you like I'm your brother. But you're wrong about him. Listen, you learn a lot about someone when you get in the ring with him and it's
We need an Omega hyping up Hangman. I don't think so.
Sunday. I left it all out in the middle and I lost. And I've never felt more defeated in my entire life. And he had an important decision to make. Up that ramp, turned back, picked me up in this ring and shook my hand like a man.
And Swerve's gonna be like, and
I looked in his eyes and I could see he cares about this place, mate. And it's funny because I had that exact same feeling when I lost to you last year and you did the same thing that he did. You picked me up. Look around.
jam-packed to the rafters.
Guys, people are starting to believe in us again.
It's true. It's true.
Because I love you. But it's not you. I thought it was me, and it's not me. It's him.
Are we gonna get Swerve and Osprey at the PLE?
Look at me. We've got one shot at this. One shot. And we can make this easier on him. If we all work together. You, me, and Hangman.
Whoa. All right, I think we are definitely on the road to Swerve versus Osprey in Texas. Folks, what do you think about a Swerve versus Osprey? As much as he's been a face, I don't know. I don't know if he can be here. Osprey's trying to heal the world, and it just... Folks, I can almost call the ending of the match. Either Moxley wins clean, semi-clean by himself. Wait a second. Did Swerve go out the heel tunnel? Or did they just randomly pick a wrong tunnel? See, if Tony Khan was smart, and I want to throw this as while we're watching this promo, this highlight segment, and we'll get back to your comment in a sec here, Jay, quick. If Tony Khan was smart and really wanted to go for a cheap pop, the intro for Dynamite for the weeks they're in Philadelphia would be Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. If he could pay for it enough to have it every time they're in Philly, you tell me that wouldn't, not only would it be firing everybody up, but it would also give the memories of past. And I do understand AEW needs to be their own product, but at the same time, you saw what happened on Saturday. You saw what happened when the nostalgia memories kicked in. You saw when the Peace showed up. And here come the Death Riders in their own pickup truck. Oh, that's right. We got Gabe Kidd with Moxley and Shafir. Probably because Wheeler and Claudio aren't cleared. Moxley don't even know how to get in the damn building here. Swerve watching we need Omega hyping up Hangman. No, we don't. That's a storyline that was a while ago. I don't think we need it anymore. Not even bothering to bring the briefcase out this time, I think. Yeah, none of them have the briefcase. Just didn't bother. I don't need it. The only problem I don't like with the briefcase, if you would make sure you bring it out when when you got the whole thing going on. But yeah, if you didn't hear, tonight is a bit of a Dynamite by attrition. Like basically most people that are healthy enough to go are going tonight. This sort of tells me that we're either going to get the women's tag as no DQ as the main, or else we're getting Kyle Fletcher versus Adam Cole as the main, one or the other. Once again, let's remind everyone that let's remember the hashtag MoxFearsWillow. Claudio needs something in the truck with him, so Mox left it with him. Maybe they're getting an oil change on the truck while things are going on. Still wearing the Blatcho gear. The one thing I appreciate we've had 4 days since the pay-per-view, right? So you actually get to learn a little bit more and get to hear about more of the subtle things that were involved in the show. And I'm sorry to you guys that were telling me to hit the ECW sign when when the bodies came up. He's having the belt polished, so Claudio is dropping it off. Could be. The other thing is, like, seeing the Bellaccio gear on Speedball, I didn't notice until I saw the font there. And once again, like I said, I do think that Eddie Kingston was supposed to be the guy to come in to save Team AEW from the Death Riders. But unfortunately, I don't think he's ready to come back yet. So, but Briscoe fit in just fine. Like, he has that ultra popularity right now. Like, nothing can go wrong. Aubrey, what's going on here? You're not Rick Knox. Knox is supposed to be the one that gets all these stupid, chaotic matches. Speed Bailey with those front kicks. If the boot don't get you, the smell will. Yes, he's barefoot, folks, if you haven't seen. But yeah, we got, what, 7 weeks until we have Speed Chicken. Yeah, I'll give you that. Actually, no, let's get some speed in there. Meow. And Aubrey's got to take the chair. Salute to Sabu, and Aubrey takes the chair. No. Maybe we got the Speed Chicken Birds as we go along. Hey, Logan. Yuka Sakazaki and Sky Blue joined the Don Callis family. I don't know about Sky Blue yet. That level of commitment ain't there yet, but Yuka Sakazaki, if you guys didn't hear, I just want to wish congratulations to Konosuke Takeshita, who announced his marriage to Yuka Sakazaki as part of the, who's a part of the AEW women's roster. And they got their pet dog that they showed in the photos. And Sky Blue, I don't think they're going to say anything about that because, well, I don't think they need to at this point. We all know it's the case, but also the fact you got somebody like Sky Blue who is so young and doesn't need that BS. She's got enough issues dealing with a lot of the creeps that are out there to begin with, and having the fact that people that don't watch wrestling know that she's taken makes it almost feel a little bit worse. Because you know what happens, you basically lose all momentum as a wrestling person, as a fan, whatever, as soon as you found out you're married. It's the bartender syndrome. It's the waitress syndrome. You always get your extra tips, your extra possibilities as long as you take your ring off. Because there's always that little bit of doubt in people's minds. I've seen it happen way too many times, so that's why I say it that way. But no, regardless of that, biggest congratulations to Takeshita, and very happy that he was willing to be open about it. And a lot of people wouldn't have said jack about it, but he's happy, world's happy. If he's going to keep wrestling because of it, well, we'll just give that one of those. But yeah, he put on a pretty decent performance in a very rough spot. Like that whole, we'll talk about it during the TNT title match, but that was given a real rough spot to be put in. Like, we're going to have to, you have to watch that match in a bubble to realize how good it is. Because that crowd needed some time to breathe after the Anarchy match. So basically, they were there for the finish, but anytime before that, it was just, ooh. Well, I'll give a good shout out to that crowd in Phoenix. Like, you weren't really sure what you were going to get based on the fact that the Coyotes never got a crowd like that. I think the Coyotes ended up getting what? Maybe an average of 5,000 fans a show? Or a game, sorry. And, yeah, I don't know what the final attendance numbers were at Double or Nothing, but it definitely felt bigger than what it was. High collar throw, I call it a Tazplex. Whichever way you want to go with that. Gabe Kidd was allowing him to tag with his head, but referee wouldn't accept it. Who's eating the guy's sesame cake back there? Hot tag to Speedball. He's going to have to retire that gear if they lose tonight. Is Marina going without shoes too tonight? Almost looks like she is. Yeah, she's just got the sandals on. What are we getting here? Nope, nothing. It's Moxley. He ain't taking that. Oh my God, Lost in the Woods. What a freaking kick there. Okay, so we got to be careful if the Knicks win. This is the only time I might actually cheer for the Pacers. Or wait, no, I just want to cheer for a blowout. I forget what that series is at. Is it? I think it's actually 3-1 for 3-1 Indiana. Right? Uh-oh. That's no fair, Gabe. You can't hit somebody by something that you don't have. Part of the bald critique. Oh my God, Bailey got dumped on his head. This is really the match we've been waiting for a while. And we've always talked about how Marina has not been the kind of wrestler that we want to deal with. And all of a sudden, now, we're just dying to see this Willow versus Marina fight. Could Bailey go on against Moxley next week? Aubrey, you actually fell for that? Bailey's dead. Bailey is dead. You know it's gonna be fun when we get that hot tag in the Willow, and she just runs over everybody. One thing I'm very impressed about, but when it comes to Saturday, is how people considered, in many respects, the best match of the night to be Okada and Bailey. Like, regardless of what happened during the main event, a lot of people talked about it. A lot of people are talking about Speedball and Okada in the same range right now. And that's the one thing I like about a show like we had on Saturday, and I think you all can agree with it. When the fact that there isn't no clear best match of the night, because realistically there are 4, 5, 6 matches that probably could be labeled best of the night. Hell, in many respects, the story that they told during the pre-show, the women's tag could have been, I wouldn't say the match of the night, but up there. But you look at the Anarchy match, you look at the Jamie Hayter Mercedes Moné match, you look at the Ospreay Hangman match, you look at Anarchy in the Arena, you look at Speedball and Okada. So many different combinations of matches that basically, if I asked you what your top 3 was, we could come up with maybe 10 different answers for all 10 different people that are in here right now. And honestly, none of you would be wrong. And I'm just, when we get into a situation like that, where the one thing that's really exciting for wrestling fans, but exhausting in many ways too, when you go throughout the weekend and you talk about your best matches of the weekend, there are a lot of candidates. There are a lot of candidates. Unfortunately, I think universally, and I hate trashing, but I'm going to trash anyway. I think the worst moment of the night overall, I think this can be undisputed. The number of commercials people had to deal with Saturday night's main event. Like, even Twitch has less commercials than what Saturday night's main event had. But the fact that they're telling all these great stories right now overall, like, I don't know what Money in the Bank's going to be like next Saturday. Strange to say the least, maybe. I heard Travis Scott might get involved, which could be the case. Who knows? As they're coming back from the commercial break here. And the fact that every single match on this card, every single match had something special to it. The only, I would say the only failing points of the night, one couldn't be helped. Oh, sorry, I just thought I would be another match for Saturday. The only detractions I would give is one couldn't be helped, and that was the timing point of having the six-man Paragon Callis family match. That couldn't be helped. That was a weird hot tag. Spitting at Willow, that's always great. I love Gabe. Well, Gabe Kidd is one of those guys that just does not give any Fs. What's so? Oh God. Jesus. Oh, we got our wrestling with regret special side graphic there now. If you didn't know, Wrestling with Regret, to show video clips, they'll actually put a little picture up with them showing it at an angle, which doesn't get picked up by the DMCA scrubs. But yeah, once again, everybody, thank you for being here. There's a ton of you in here tonight. We're just piling in tonight, having a lot of fun. If you have any thoughts, have any questions, feel free to ask. I've always just had Jim Rome rules. Have a take, don't suck. But if you got a question, any question's a good question. And if you guys don't know Jim Rome, well, that just proves how old I am, all right? So, fair enough. It's back when Jim Rome was actually, popular. Who's bleeding? Because Aubrey's got gloves on. Excalibur popping up Taz's call from earlier. Willow just take it out to Shafir. What is this production staff doing? You mean you couldn't not focus on that? Misses. No, hits it. Is it just me or is production starting to screw up again? Big time. Call for the J Driller. Oh, Claudio's here. All right. That's how you introduce a match for Saturday. Well, that's right. They did announce it on last Saturday. The winner of that gets to go up against Omega. No way. That would have been hilarious. All three submissions. Gabe's doing a fish hook. Briscoe's out. Damn. You like that mother's milk submission? It's like reverse. It's a reverse chin lock that many people would call a motorboat. Well, Moxley ingratiating himself to this crowd here. All right, well, the Hurt Syndicate. Now we got another promo segment with the Hurt Syndicate. This should be fun. Because Max didn't fuck it up?
title defense of the AEW Tag Team Championship and the debut of the young genius, Jacob Friedman, as a full-fledged member of the Hurt Syndicate.
Trial message.
They think of any top 10 team in this sport, and they beat them. Don't take going nowhere. Now that I'm in the and the syndicate we roll together, all collectively going to make sure we're all strapped. As far as my goes, my big belt, my AEW World Title, it will be around my waist. And if you find yourself in the Hurt Syndicate,
I just don't. I think once Max tries to go after his gold and cost the rest of the syndicate the tag titles, I think that's when this ends. Oh, they're doing the women's no DQ in the middle. So yeah, Fletcher and Cole are main eventing tonight. Makes sense.
But tonight, it's a no disqualification match. That means
My sacrifice. Why do I feel Creed coming on right now? Hello, my friend, we meet again. It's been a while, where should we begin? Feels like forever. All right, no more. We're gonna get DFC8 again. So yeah, we got that, and then we got Brody and Alexander. That'll probably be the start of the second hour, and then from there, they might give Fletcher and Cole some time to roast. This is that week where they're gonna have a lot of matches. Like I said, everybody's on the shelf right now. Everybody's injured. Everybody's hurting. And not like the Hurt Syndicate. So it's nice to just keep things a little bit more kosher, a little bit more calm, a little bit more... Okay, we're going to set up where we're going to go from here, but we're going to take a little bit of time to get it right. Oh, I forgot to... I only ran 2 minutes ads instead of 3 before the stream, so ads are kicking in a little bit early here tonight for those on Twitch, so... Unfortunately, I'll have to tell them that when they come back. Ooh, whoops. At least they picked a good time to do it right now, so... But no, what are you guys looking forward to in the next week here? Because I know there's a lot of good matches coming up. I really want to see what Lyra and Becky next Saturday. Potentially be a good match there. I'm not looking forward to the main event there, where neither title's on the line at one of your quote-unquote Big Five. Because apparently Money in the Bank's supposed to be their PGA Championship of pay-per-views or PLEs. I'm wondering what basically we're gonna see here. I'm gonna guess that Alexander wins tonight. So you're gonna have Omega and Alexander in the ring at the same time. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Then you got Claudio and Commander, which I can honestly see Commander getting over there. But then we also have 2 CMLL wrestlers going at it, and the other one I do believe. Hitchicero's one of them. That's somewhat what I was thinking of where they were going to go with that. Because Hitchicero is actually a very underrated luchador for working with a lot of North American wrestlers, because he is such a strong post for a lot of people. So the smaller guys can fly all around him without an issue. It's helping out Ruckus today at his Spotify plate. One more week and we get the Haterade 2 there for you, Nats. They sent out a sample today with featuring Okada, so if you need it, it's there. It's beautiful. Looking forward to that. That's something that, I just let roll while at work. But you're a one in a million. The perfect crew, chat. The perfect crew. Ever heard of the crew? The little Bowser boys. Still remember Penelope when she talks very favorably about those days. The fact that she enjoys like the deathmatch stuff. For some reason, to me, it just looks so weird. By the way, sorry, I forgot. I gotta get these in here. Yeah, she was dating Joey Janela before she ended up with Kip Sabian, who she is married to now. Ironically enough, Megan Bain, I believe, is with Joey Janela at this time. So you tell me that isn't awkward. But, yeah, I just made that correlation now. It's like, wow, which one are you really talking about, Nats? It's been 6 years, yeah. Yeah, well, let's put it this way. During COVID, time's basically mixed all over the place, right? So oh my God. They're bringing guns. Oh, 2x4s. Well, I guess they got the guns too, but that's a different story. Oh, what a ruse there. I love that by Harley. Or was that Anna? No, that was Anna. Anna threw the board at Penelope. That grabbed her legs as she was grabbing the board, so... Not too often do we get a rematch a week there. Is Anna still? I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not too worried about it either way. I'm more worried about where Jack Perry is. Is he going to be another one that's just going to let his contract run out? Is Jack Perry still with Jack Perry? That's the part I was wondering about. Anna, you might want something a little more solid than a board on... See? There you go. A pipe works a little bit better. Ooh, that was high. Yeah, I know. That's where I was all coming in. Could you imagine a world where Perry goes to WWE? No. The only reason I could picture that, Nats, by the way, is if Punk just wanted to prove a point to everybody to F off. But there's one very good point that I've seen come out lately, and it's about the Punk thing. If, like, you watch the incident that set things off, and I'm talking about the smash through the glass in London. If that's what set Punk off and caused all this and essentially set up Brawl Out, like, you knew there was going to be something. If it wasn't that, it was going to be something else. So, hey, Zodiac, how you doing tonight? Hope you're ready for tonight. I just got a confirmation about 5:30 my time from PJC, so all four of us are a go for tonight. We're going to be doing our first night of My GM online edition. So, remember being a fan of Punk till Brawl Out? Yeah. And I was just saying, like, look at everything else that happened there. If it wasn't for the glass, it would have been anything else. It's next week that it's for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be 4 hours. June 4th and June 11th, they're having it for 4 hours. So, do we need to put it off then, Zodiac? Sorry, I hate to talk about this in chat now, but if Fletcher is main, I see a championship changing. I don't necessarily think so. We're still good? Okay, good. It's next week or the week after. We're going to have to try and figure things out. So, yeah, we're running online GM tonight, folks. So, if you guys are interested, please stick around after we're done here. Probably about 5 minutes after we get everything else set up. I haven't done online in a very long time. So, well, this is the first year they've had online GM available. So, going to try and get the chat together and everything and see if we can do something here that, you know, makes a little bit of sense for everyone here. Oh, good old Summer Games Fest being announced here. I'm just so... the next couple months are going to be so special for all of us. Looky there, 2-0 Hurricanes are early. Told you, you know, those cats, and I know Zodiac, you just popped in here, but it seems like when things are about to be clinched, they decide they want to take the hard way. Oh, God, ladies. Ladies, that table ain't going to break. You're really going to have to make sure that table breaks properly. Jesus. So for the uneducated and those not familiar with wrestling, you notice how hard it was to bend that table there? The more flat the table, the harder it is to break. So you want to try and keep it as high as possible, as high of an angle as possible. It'll snap a lot easier if it's standing up more. So, hell of a match here so far. I honestly feel it shouldn't be, with the fact that, you know, you got Megan Bain in there who basically in a no DQ match just wreck everybody easily. So yeah, if you're popping in late to Dynamite tonight, so far we had what essentially is the modern three pillars of Nick said he was going there. He's going to All Out as well. If you missed the early part of Dynamite tonight, we had the three pillars of AEW in the ring at the same time. And it looks like we might be getting Osprey versus Swerve. Here again. Hit her with a chair. Oh my God. She got her hands up, but in order to protect herself from going down, she had to put her hands up. That means she couldn't hold herself for the powerbomb. Megasis is dead. Penelope Ford. Oh, geez. Penelope Ford pulls out the victory on this. Could you imagine? Osprey versus Swerve needs to go back to the classic dance-off segment. Oh, God. Could you imagine at Texas Stadium doing that? So far, we've gotten 2 tables. And Harley just tried to find a way to get her feet up. Believe that was Red Pro. Yeah, it was. In England. Oh, God. Well. Possibly done. Possibly done. Thump. I think that's a broken nose at least. Harley's like, no, I don't care how busted I am. I might lose 4 teeth. We are winning this freaking match. For her size, Megan's athletic, absolutely. Well, Zodiac, you're about 30 seconds early. Gory bomb through on the chair. And then oh, God. No, Anna Jay's in trouble. Face to sit on the chair. Oh, God, right in the eye. I really hate how the camera keeps screwing everything up on this. I hate to be extra picky about this stuff, but Jesus, guys, come on. It's almost like they hired a new camera guy. Shave the old beard off this evening. Humidity is roughed out. Hey, right now it is close to 30 degrees Celsius here for today and tomorrow. So yeah, I hear you on that. I got a towel sitting here on the side just to be safe. Been 35 all week there? Yeah. We haven't had it this hot in a very while here. 21 degrees, 9% humidity, so that's basically 30 in itself. Doomsday device, Jesus, criminy. Somebody give me women's tag titles, please. Anybody? Two elbows, a busted nose. Tori, gotta look at a new UU contract work. Has the contract in about 7 weeks, so but we voted and see the contract. But that's fair enough. This match deserved to be made of absolutely. Doctor's working on her cheekbones. That is not a good sign. Could she have a fractured jaw? As we just started to hit the second hour, we might only have 4 matches tonight, and that might not be a bad thing. Here we go. El Paso, Texas, of course. Hey, Megan got a win. That was quick. There we go. Crowd dead silent. They're probably not seeing the video. Back to 4 titles once again. Could that be the main event segment tonight? No, I didn't think so. Ooh. Surprised Thunder isn't featured. Well, that's actually a good question. I'm really surprised none of these guys are really hurt after yesterday. Granted, Joe is an expert of showing off a lot with a little bit. Is there turmoil with her? Probably not. Just watching when she's working, right? Like, seems like there's a lot of issues. A lot of people aren't interested in how she works sometimes. That's all. And she just hasn't been getting over the crowd as well as we would think. Maybe in her hometown she get the extra push, but you never know, right? Really? So this is where Jack Jameson ended up having to go to after one of the Boulders got arrested for sexual assault. This is the only reason why they're getting an entrance, is this video. This match should be about 45 seconds. With all God-given respect. Oh, what is Cole Carter doing with a paddle? Frat boys. I love Samoa Joe's look on his face. He's like, speaking of boys, what happened to Dalton Castle? Still injured, I think. He fucked his knee up royally, Nats, about a year ago. Because they were actually doing a pretty decent TV push with him, and then all of a sudden, that knee decided to say no thanks. Joe's amused because this will last about 45 seconds. Really, Preston? Yeah, promo longer than the match, probably. At least Preston Vance getting some TV. So yeah, just for once again for a heads up, the next 2 weeks of AEW are both going to be 4-hour Wednesdays from what I've seen. We'll confirm it on Saturday. Shibata's like, who are these guys? Yeah, well, I don't think he did a lot of partying when he was in college. I think he was too busy trying to beat the crap out of everybody. Completely forgot about Preston. He's not done much since being Ted. He's been in a few factions at ROH. Like he was a member of LFI for a while. Like back in the days when Andrade was still there. But ever since they took the mask off him, nobody really knew who he was, or more importantly, really cared. Yeah, I'm with Taz. I think running might be a good thing for Cole right now. I feel bad for Cole and Griff. They used to be a tag team together. Maria Kanellis was their manager. Now Maria's in university now instead. Jameson, really? All right, well, Hobbs is getting to look like a beast. Vance is literally feeding the frat guys into the match. And Vance eats one. Well, that sucked. Pretty sad that the weakest one is the one that ends up getting the pin. Joe's not impressed. Something did not work out there. Joe would never play other food, yeah. Hey, PGC, how you doing? Dynamite was good. We got a face-off to start the show between Hangman Page, Swerve Strickland, and Will Ospreay. Will trying to play peacemaker between the two of them. The other two saying they will never face each other. You guys hear the news there? It is official. Next week, 4 hours of wrestling on Wednesday. Wait. Hold on, time out. I'll get back to the review 1 second here. They're doing the TNT title now? So that leaves one of two options. Brody and Alexander main eventing? Or Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné promo main eventing? I hate to say it, but I'm thinking the latter more than the former. Interesting. I knew this was going to be a very talky episode to live off what happened. It's a good matches, don't get me wrong, but we also, getting back to what we saw already tonight, we got an excellent trios match. Willow with Speedball and Mark Briscoe taking on John Moxley, Marina Shafir, Gabe Kidd. Action was pretty damn good all the way across, with Mox eventually tapping out Briscoe, or passing out Briscoe. Then the no DQ match between Mega Bay Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. Very fun match. Harley looked like she broke her jaw possibly, which for her hurts even more because ventriloquism and such. And now we just had the Ops in a one level above already in the ring match with the frat boys there from ROH. So now we're getting Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher for the TNT title. And still to come tonight, we got Mercedes and Tony facing off, and we also have Josh Alexander and Brody King. So let's just say it's going to be a fun night of wrestling still. But how are you guys doing how is everybody doing overall here tonight? Hey, Michael, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Glad you get a chance to check things out live instead of on demand and actually get this going on an ongoing basis here. Just a heads up for you guys on YouTube, after we're done here, probably about 5 minutes after we're done here on the old YouTube box here, we're going to be on Twitch still, and we're going to be running some online My GM with WWE 2K25. It was National Burger Day, so I got myself one of those teen burgers from AEW. Atta boy. Appreciate ya. Appreciate the burgers. I actually had a burger myself here for supper. Just made one here at home. Who wants to ride with me if Fletcher doesn't win? Honestly, I think it's going to be a no finish, Nick. By the way, good to see you here, but I'm going to call this one like a screwy finish. Cole still retains, but there's some shenanigans all over the place. Why would you not put it in the main event? Okay, so we're getting Alexander and Brody King as our main tonight. And that's exactly why I think that. Why would you do this now? Hold on, back up. What am I looking for here? We're getting Jamie Hayter out here tonight. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't complain having Jamie Hayter on my screen. But what has she got planned now? Did they find a new feud for her right away? Did Renee miss the memo that Mercedes won? Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. Don't tell me. Is this where we get a spider? What if Mercedes pull double duty all in? Maybe. Oh my God. Well, here we go. Thekla just in the ring, just laid out. Well, if you want a feud for Jamie, this is what to have. Oh, hi, Thekla. Definitely setting a response here. I like the frat house. They look like a goofy, fun gimmick. Won't be a main event stable. Can have some fun, memorable matches. Absolutely, Keaton. That is more of a... Well, they base themselves on ROH, right? Like they are an ROH tag team, so yeah, they're having a lot of fun down there, getting some competitive matches. But they're here to fill some spots against the champs, right? They're basically one step above the Already Ring guys, and that's all you want for after the pay-per-view. Spider Lady. But yeah, Thekla, I've heard a lot. I haven't. I really love how they're doing these promo packages, by the way. A solid promo pack here just to get some of these luchadors over just as they're getting ahead of Grand Slam Mexico. All right. Nats, you get that. But Thekla, like, hold up. One for the night. But yeah, Thekla's gonna be that's gonna be a fun feud to start. Could we possibly get that one at get that feud at All In? Can they carry it over for 7 weeks? I don't know. All right, settle down in the chat. Settle down, calm down. Could there be a possibility Fletcher wins this? The fact that they didn't advertise this a whole lot. Could this be the shocker that NXT pulled off last night? Jamie deserves a big match at All In after returning from the pre-show. Yeah. The only other person I was thinking of for there would have been Britt Baker because they have that relationship, right? Fletcher deserves a championship, yes, but he is new. Not relatively new, but I don't know if we really need it. Wasn't a fan of that, but happy she had a moment at All in London. Yeah, like the only reason I gave that a bonus is if they were willing to do a surprise like that in the pre-show. What are they going to do during the main show? But here's the problem I have right now, chat. Where's Paragon? I don't see Paragon, and that might be a problem. But this could set up a feud, right? Back and forth a little bit. Tanahashi on my team. Hey. We could get him down here yet. Fletcher trying to take up the spotlight. Did you see what Fletcher was doing during the pay-per-view when Cole was doing his poses? He was literally standing it behind doing his old flex and show off and all that great stuff. Maybe he found someone named Hope. Why is Callis so grumpy on Hope? Fletcher said a few months ago that his first match with Tanahashi in Japan, he said he wants to wrestle again. That's fair. Who faces Tanahashi at Forbidden Door? I think you get the six-man tag. That was on his live stream. I think you get Tanahashi. I think you get in a multi-man match. Fletcher needs to worry about winning the world belt so he can lose to Ospreay next year. They have 13 months to deal with that, Zodiac. And I'm pretty sure we got like My prediction. Well, I'm just going to throw this out way early, and I'll probably change it 2 weeks later. We're going to go Hangman, MJF, Darby, Fletcher, Osprey. The next 13 months. Let that be a fun run if we could go that way. That would be an interesting set of storylines all the way around. If you want to go face heel. Darby Fletcher, that would be a fun match. Swap MJF with Takeshita. Fair enough. I don't think you're going to have two Callis family members in that same timeline. That's the only thing. That's right. They're talking about Takeshita doesn't have the same charisma. That's fair. Do you guys remember that the original Wembley, these two did kick it off? It was Adam Cole and MJF versus Aussie Open for the tag titles, the ROH tag titles. It was a very, very awkward situation, but oh, there's Paragon to balance that out. Fletcher's changed, so oh, absolutely he has. And I'll say that Kyle has too, or Adam has too, sorry. Just because he's had to change his style because of the ankle injury. Oh, fuck. Sorry, folks. I don't cringe at a lot of stuff, but he fucking missed that. Holy crap, that was horrible. Adam slowly building himself. I'm pretty sure he's got a concussion now. I'd almost guarantee he has a concussion at this point. The hell is that? But yeah, Adam slowly builds. I'm hoping, like, I'm serious. That was. Jesus. And that's why those apron spots are so dangerous, right? Well, we'll see the next time that Cole stands up. If he's okay or not. Because that's when you can really tell at this point. Because if he's not standing up properly. How hard is it knowing the other guy is hurt and keeping heel kayfabe? There's different ways of doing it, It's hard when you realize you're the one who did it. But the one thing you're taught from day one as a wrestler, you have to take care of the other person in the ring. They're more important than you. Like if somebody's going to get injured on something, you have to be the one to take the sacrifice, not them. Granted, half the people that take dives these days, they need to, realize that with the people not catching them. But I digress. The biggest thing is you have to keep a cool head And it's tough. You have to keep a cool head, and you got if the person down and injured or hurt, better yet, injured, you're getting out of there. Hurt, you gotta change your offense to sort of give them time to breathe and whatnot. Like, look what's going on here for the most part. Even if Cole needs a little bit of time to recuperate, everything just stomps, taunts. Every once in a while, you'll see Cole get up. They'll hit a body slam, put him right back down again. It's all resting time. And speaking of which, he throws on a rest hold. Like, there's a reason people do sleepers like this, and that's just, get both people a little bit of a breath before things go crazy. It's almost better if the face in a way, yes. In a generic scenario, you usually want the heel beating up the face, right? The face has to be in peril so the fans can get behind him. When the heel's the one that gets hurt and the face is trying to work on him, it almost feels like the face is wussing out a bit. Or it might start turning cocky in that case. Ha! My God, do I love a good super kick. Do they audible the championship because of his hit? They have to know what condition. And here's the other thing. You also got to realize who's in the ring. If it's somebody brand new, you might make the decision for him. But Adam Cole, hell, he was out there, remember, after he blew his ankle out against Samoa Joe, he still managed to modify it enough and fix up the whole situation there and actually was able to complete the whole moment with Max and such. That was not the last shot. Rick Cabani tried, though. You got to trust who's in the ring with you. And that's the thing about wrestling. There's a high level of trust. Like, the promoter ultimately has the call. Like, there is a buzz in Rick Knox's ear, which I find ironic that Rick Knox is the guy that's always in the ring when stupid stuff happens. Not crazy stuff, stupid stuff. It's different. He's fine. If Cole was not fine, they would not have done that suplex. Jesus criminy. And Cole pulls it out of nowhere. And he's facing that way, so all right. Did I mention something about this match being thrown out? Did I mention something about this match being thrown out somehow? This is an all-in match. And here comes Brody, here comes Tanahashi. Well, Brody will come out right away and they'll just start the next match. And the SmackDown MVP, according to my GM, did I even show the graph? Oh, there it is. Screw it. They're going to put the match now. But yeah, I almost tell you it'd have to be that way to have a finish like that. Just this is a match that you do not give away for free. That's a match you pay $50 for. I honestly think that Fletcher will win the TNT title if he wants, but I think it's going to be at an all-in. Hell, even do it at Fyter Fest next week if you want. Next week we got a 4-hour show we got to book. And once again, a programming note. Next week, AEW, 4 hours on Wednesday, 0 hours on Saturday, but we're going to it looks like we'll probably have a replacement for Saturday. But I'll give you details on that. Well, this being the main event, I guess, 7:30. I'll go through a rundown, but it's a very awkward... Oh. So in kayfabe, Josh Alexander's a moron because... No! He's actually very smart in this case because if Cole wins by disqualification, Fletcher can come out and say, you really didn't beat me. You beat me on a technicality. And if it wasn't for the fact Josh showed up, you would have lost. So... No, it saves both people in a different way, especially in an AEW where you want a definitive win, definitive loss either way. But yeah, just a quick rundown of what we're going to be doing here coming forward. Next time we'll be on YouTube is Saturday with AEW Collision. We got Claudio versus Commander. We got Hechicero versus... Mystico, and a whole bunch of other matches they haven't announced yet because nobody can get cleared. I will be on tomorrow morning. It's supposed to be, again, another 30-degree afternoon, so I want to get my streaming done in the morning. Where odds are we're going to go to the Fight Club and check out whether it be City and the Wolves, whether it be the Capcom Classic Pack, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, whether it be the new Strive character that just came out. Next week, I know we're checking out Elena for Street Fighter 6. I have been waiting almost 2 years for that. But, yeah, so Saturday after Collision, we're going to be on Twitch for our Season 1 finale of WrestleMania. Our match on our card is either going to be Rhea Ripley versus Kiana James for the WCW Women's title, or if it gets vetoed, we'll be doing Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre for the WCW Men's title. Both of them have a feud rating, so we can go there. I love this. They had security in the ring the entire commercial break, and as soon as they disappeared, it's like, no, we're going at it. But yeah, the winner of this gets to work with Kenny Omega next week. That's why I got a feeling it is going to be Josh. I wish it was Brody, but... But let's just call a spade a spade. Nobody's beating Omega until All In. Hey, that's his band. What are you doing? Better than wrestlers that nobody's heard of before? Well, Gene Kiniski we've heard of, but Canadians have heard of a little bit, but not, Surprised I didn't say Bret Hart. Oh, the towel he wiped his ass with? Centurion blows? Surprised he didn't call it Beats of the Bowery. You gotta love it when Brody comes out and... Ow. I believe ow is the term we're looking for here. So again, the ads, they're just wrap up here once again. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around through the ads. One of those unfortunate necessities these days when it comes to the economics of streaming, so... But yeah, watching Alexander work, like... The fact they're making him look like the beast that he is... Despite being the top talent in TNA, see, and that's one thing that they could problem with. And this is where somebody could get really petty real quick. Josh Alexander, former TNA champion, probably would still be in many ways if he was around. He could be the monster heel of the promotion still. He moved to AEW. He became a very big heavy in this promotion. So yeah, just a reminder. Yeah, next Saturday we'll be here either at 8 p.m. Eastern or depending on what time the like what position the basketball game's in. We might just start early and just chat for a little bit before the show starts. But yeah, literally they're only announcing ow. I do like that body block move. It is unique. A lot of people don't use it on that bottom rope. You suck, boo, boo. You suck, boo, boo. Sorry, just taking a quick look through Z World. Just seeing the buzz over Thekla is actually really, it's really positive. Except for Mariah, who's just like, meh. Sorry, gotta mute that. I've just been dealing with a bunch of shitheads in the IWC lately, so I've been doing a lot of blocking and reporting. I got a little sick and tired of these parody accounts, so I just decided to report one. Now everybody's pissing on me because I reported on them. I'm like, I don't care what you guys say. He's making legit people get riled up over nothing. See, I don't mind a good joke on something, but when you're just straight up reporting fake news, I have no time for it. I literally don't. I think it's just pointless, wasteless, useless. Sorry, I'm getting messages from work and I'm still on holidays, so just like, no, don't respond. No, don't respond. No, don't respond. Trying to get better at that. You know, you guys are using one of your most valuable commodities right now to help me out, and that's time. So I want to make sure I'm focused with you, focused on the show, and not focused on somebody that isn't paying me to be here right now. Fuck work texts. Amen. That's why you heard on silent. And the Panthers take a lead.
No, 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 no! No, please, no!
And Zodiac, just to be clear, I am not cheering for the Carolina Hurricanes because of who they potentially could face in the finals. I am more cheering for the fact that I want that series to go 12 games. Come on, Cats. We all love a plucky underdog. I will throw that there for you. Now, it'll be interesting to see how the Stanley Cup Finals work out. Having, I'll be honest, after losing Hyman, I think the Oilers are going to be pretty much done. But I could be wrong, and I'll be honest, I'm not worried either way. I just know a lot of people that are in here for my gaming chats are Oilers fans, so it's the only reason why I half avoid it. So Stars fans are annoying on all socials. Nats. You haven't seen Oilers WC, have you? Or the IOC, I guess it would be. The Internet Oilers community? Like, you think Dallas is annoying? No. Any Canadian hockey team is, like, they make the IWC look calm and casual. Oilers to win at least one more so they can face the Cats. Hey, you know what? It's the Islanders Oilers all over again. It took 3 tries for the Islanders, or for the Oilers to beat the Islanders. And they failed each of those 3 times, right? The Oilers have the block redneck qua. What the hell is Brody trying to do? Somebody's getting their arm ripped off on that turnbuckle. Yep, that'll hurt. I think the worst is European football fan. It really depends on what your standards are. I appreciate European football fans because they have the. What is Remsburg doing? They're both out of the frickin' ring. So sick of West Virginia. We're talking about soccer. Oh, the song? Oh. Yeah, no, I'm a little undereducated on that. I'll have to look later. No, college football is always a great tradition, but yeah, they can get a little bit overzealous. Josh is about to eat a wall. No, eat a boot. Now the crowd's firing up. Think EU soccer fans are great. Yeah. Speaking of college football, new trailer tomorrow for the video game. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I can appreciate all fans' loyalty to a team, but Yankee fans angry. Hey, you know what? I get the loyalty part, but being loyal and being a jackass are two totally different things. They're going to do Mercedes and Tony as a final segment. That's always great. Like Yankee and Cowboy fans. I appreciate your fandom, but when your fandom starts to affect your life, it's the same thing with IWC. It's the same thing with any kind of fandom, right? I want Mariah May to return the clothes. Well, I honestly thought it was going to be Mariah May and Thekla as a group that was going to make that AEW title match at the pay-per-view at No Contest. But once again, I'm wrong. I can be wrong all the time. It's not. Oh my God, straight jacket suplex. Oh my God, look at that cut on Justin. On Josh, sorry. So many black gloves tonight. Oh, that's a lacerate above the eye. No, that was above. Oh, that gotta suck. Also, Boston fans, any sport are worse than the Yankee and Cowboy fans when they're winning. That's the thing. So many poor winners. Gonzo bomb. Brody King won a big match. Brody King won a big match. Brody's always the guy that's... When Boston's losing, they're... Absolutely. Say all the teams from Boston Bruins fans are the worst. Yeah. Let's go, Brody. Absolutely. But the fact Brody and Kenny Omega in one match. And then we either get Claudio or... Was Claudio or Commander? And Hechicero and Mystico. So... That's going to be a war of attrition next week, folks. I hope you're all ready for it. It's another pay-per-view. Just on a Wednesday. I would almost... Just because of who's in the fourth match, Brody's right arm foot, he's probably selling it. Because that was a hell of a shot there, right? My opinion. And then we get another Paragon versus Don Callis family, just switching Ishii. Oh. All right, Cal's pissed. We're getting a rematch next week. Oh, let's just resume the fight. Wow. Sky versus Mina is going to be freaking awesome. This is turning into an all-in feud. Fletcher and Sky Blue bringing in Black. Well, she's already posed with Julia. Like, they've done the promo pics and put them out online. But it makes me wonder who's going to be face, who's going to be heel there. Well, yeah, I can see PJC is already fired up online. So just a heads up for everybody. Probably in about 10 minutes time, 15 minutes time, we're going to be doing some online GM work. Zodiac, PJC. We're supposed to get HPC bad guys in here as well. We're all going to be starting up a new online GM. I don't know how it's going to go. We'll have to see. But what about the New Japan Strong title, ma'am? Eddie Guerrero. I'll have to see if I can get in there right away here. Well, it's nice that they're going to get a little face off the start and just... Chat, I do have to ask you right now, while we got a second here, do you think this will be the main event? Do they go men's or do they go women's for main event this year? I honestly think they do. Because I don't think you're going to get any other year where the women could main event the show. At least not in the foreseeable future. Don't think so, Nats? It's fair. He's from West Virginia. He's not from Texas. Yes, I know his gimmick's a cowboy, but still. So Tony's being a little apprehensive here in this promo. I love it. What took you so long to get over here, damn it?
What took me so long, darling? Patience, darling, patience.
Nobody's patient in the IWC.
About you, Tony. This is about me and my legacy. And you think I'm just gonna go around backstage shaking anybody's hand when I am the wrestling? You gotta be kidding me.
Beyonce of women's wrestling.
Tony, do you know who I am? I am the standard. I am the conversation. I am the blueprint. I am the revolution.
Wasn't watching WWE at the time. They ever fought in the Fed? I don't think so. I think this would be a first ever match because it was more of a ships in the wing kind of thing with these two. Mercedes just had it out while Tony just came in. Yeah, Tony was too busy getting cream pied. What took us so long, darling? Hey, Vic.
This shy, nervous Tony Storm that I met 10 years ago.
So everybody who's in tonight is here, so I'm doing good.
But I'm different too. You see, I'm not a
We'll get everything set up here as soon as Dynamite's done while we're on the break here. Won't take long. I just got to get everything fired up first.
very best all over the world, from Mexico, Japan, England. All in Texas, I'm bringing it home. And we will have the greatest match of all time.
Are you sure about that? Bah, bah, bah.
We have so many similarities. We both started so young. We both the indie. We both found success. We were given trophies. We were given flowers. And when that wasn't enough, we left it all behind to follow our hearts. And in AEW
They both walked out on WWE is what they're trying to say.
to be.
Because don't kid yourself. Tony walked out on Vince after getting cream pied. As Zodiac put it so eloquently there.
But there's just one glaring difference. While you want
You were at the show and Sasha walked out? Yeah.
need only one. I have lived for this. I have cried for this. I have bled for this. And I have died for this.
Yeah? Her character died once. She's our champion. Go into a Tony chant. A lot of different mixed signals here.
Tunnel. I just hope you can get
She choked herself. Yeah.
Tony, darling, not even your hips are wide enough for the money train.
Ooh, they're both just trying not to cackle out laughing here.
45 days from now, again in Texas. And somewhere in the world,
Tony, no.
with big dreams will be watching. And she will say, holy, these bitches are crazy.
These bitches be crazy. Oh, man.
She will find out the better woman is. Mercedes, I sincerely believe that you are the greatest of all time. But unfortunately for you, happen to be
Ha! What a walk in on that one. That was perfect. Sense of confidence, and all of a sudden, whoosh, gone. This is awesome right here.
Tony, you may call yourself timeless, but what you deserve is for your time. I'll see you at all in.
folks, I know you didn't. I know you didn't agree with me, Nats. This has main event written all over it. Wow, there's a. Well, we just found a couple gifts that we're going to get on the internet for a while now. "45 days, chat. They got nothing but time to build this up. But the thing is, they don't even have to be there for half of this. Like, this can be a slow build. And that's one of the most fun parts about all this. The fact they can just take their time. And you notice that Mercedes left a few things in the ring. And she's like, "Where's my titles?" Tony's just, yeah. I can't wait. I wish I was a fly on the wall and could see the reaction in the back over this whole promo, because I guarantee these two girls are going to be laughing their asses off when they get back there on how they did such a good job at cutting each other up. Like, oh man, that was amazing. But hell, I knew we weren't going to get an out of the park home run for Dynamite tonight. It was going to be an okay show, just because there's so many people that are injured right now. You can't get a lot for a card that had 5 matches, and one of them being basically a squash match with 3 guys that, even we had somebody in the chat earlier, Mass Keaton, come in and literally say that they enjoyed looking at the frat boys because they seem like a very fun team to check out. And yeah, that's the thing about AEW. Like, there's always something to catch your eye. And tonight, well, we got the establishment of Adam Cole and Kyle Fletcher. We got the main events pretty much set up. We got Brody King with a victory that we didn't expect. He's going to be going into that 4-way Fighter Fest next Wednesday. John Moxley still continues to dominate. And Will still keeps to dominating Marina, which we're probably going to have to get to a match between those two eventually. That was the opening match. With all this crazy stuff going on, the promo between Hangman, Swerve, and Ospreay, it's almost like it was so far away from all the highlights, you almost forget about it. Then you're going to come back to that and think, oh yeah, they bookmarked this show around the 2 major events. And the reason I feel that the women's are going to main and the men aren't, Mercedes versus Tony is based on a feud between the 2 of them. Mox versus Hangman is going to have more living parts with it. Whether that be the fallout from a Swerve versus Ospreay match, which we're probably going to get now, or whether it's going to be Swerve directly involved. Because I think there's no doubt that that's going to happen here. But with that being said, I think it's time we wrap up this part of the show. I'd like to appreciate everybody on YouTube watching. There is a link in the chat to my Twitch account, so. And PJC just pop it into the chat saying he's working on live stream and see how it works. If you can stream, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. We're going to have multiple people in here. We're going to be doing some online GM. We're going to try and, I don't know how this works. So we're going to invite some people on Twitch. That's usually the easiest way to get a hold of people to listen to them talk here. And we're going to start online GM and see how it goes. But for those on YouTube, check the link out in the pinned comment to the Twitch channel. And because this has to go directly on Twitch, because if any music comes up, it'll have to be muted out eventually in the VOD. So, but with that being said, next time I'm going to be live on YouTube is on this Saturday with AEW Collision. And yeah, we'll be on Twitch quite a bit here. So make sure you give a thumbs up. Make sure you give a subscribe over on the YouTube channel. And yeah, thank you everybody for popping by here over on YouTube. We will see you here on Saturday. Great talking to you. Great chatting with you. Great having you around. And we will see you guys all on Saturday. And that